Hey, good morning, guys. We're back at it again. Hey, listen, I was looking at your quizzes yesterday. A lot of you were not able to calculate a couple things correctly, okay? So what I'm going to do first today, I want to go over, if you guys will, look at that quiz again because a lot of you did not understand how to calculate a couple things. And first thing what I'm going to do is look at the chicken stock, okay? What we did was charge, the price was $3.13 for 32 ounces. That's how that read. By the way, 32 ounces happened to be a quart, you guys. So, how this is solved is you take the $3.13 divided by 32. Okay? The answer you're going to get is 0.0978. So what that told you was each ounce of that stock was 0.09 cents, or roughly 10 cents if you round it up. I'm going to talk to you about that in just a moment. Okay? Now that you know what each ounce of the stock costs, you guys, this is what killed you. A lot of you didn't realize a quart, right, is 32 ounces. A half quart, for the quart and a half, would be 16 ounces. Now watch it. The quart and a half is this, you guys. It's 48 ounces. The quart is 32. The half is 16, which comes to 48 ounces. I would have taken the 48 ounces, multiplied it by the 0.0978, and it would have given you the correct amount for your stock. Okay? Listen, now let me talk to you guys about rounding. Okay? Listen, when you solve for, let's use the chicken stock again, the 3.13 divided by the 32. Okay? You came up with the 0.0978. But watch this. When we round, at that third position, okay? Meaning the 0 there, right? And the 9, which means 9 cents. The 7 following that, if I was rounding, would have made me round that 9 cents up to 10 cents. Okay? You guys, do not round up unless you've been instructed to. Give true numbers, okay? Because let's just suppose, you guys, it was 0.0918. What do? Round down, make it 8 cents? You got to follow instructions, sort of, kind of, okay? I know some of you rounded up, some of you didn't. But on these calculations, guys, once again, quite a few of you did not get that stock calculated correctly. And also, some of you did not calculate that oil correctly. And that was really easy. Watch this. $4.66 was for the vegetable oil, right? And I said, it's $4.66 a gallon. When you learn your culinary math, you recognize that a gallon has 128 fluid ounces in it. So the math would have been $4.66 divided by 128, which tells you what every ounce costs, right? Right? Which would have come to 0.0364. Some of you rounded that up to 4. Again, the 0.0364, some of you rounded up to 4, which you can, okay? But be careful with your math. I see some of you didn't, very few of you quite didn't understand this process. You've got to go back and get it. You've got to go back and grasp this, because there's a couple other courses that you will be taking. I mean, you're going to have to cost it. Your restaurant project, your management and supervision. You guys are going to have to do all this stuff. You will struggle if you don't learn these basics, guys. You know, I beat you up about these measurements, memorizing them. Listen, This stuff, you guys, I've committed to memory for years. I know what equals what. I even know my metric like that. If you're going to be in this business, for real now, and I'm not beating you up, but listen to me. If you're going to be in this business, you guys, you got to know this stuff. And think about it. Imagine you going into a job or interviewing and someone asks you about something and you you think you're going to get hired? No. You got to tighten up what you do, you guys. If you don't catch this concept, go back. Those of you that called me on yesterday for clarification and for me to work those things through with you, it did you well. Your scores, you guys had almost perfect scores, did everything correctly. That was really smart. I encourage you guys to contact me when you have questions because that's what I'm here for. Okay? Contact me, as all of you that did. I got back with you, except for Robert last night. But, hey, you guys, this is what it is. Okay, listen, I got to get into today's lesson, okay? And if you have any questions on this other stuff that we talked about, call me. I will walk you through it, okay? Got it? Now, listen, today I got to talk to you about percentages. Day one, I attached something called a percentage triangle, okay? So what you're going to need again today, you guys, is a piece of paper. Draw a triangle. Okay? I'm going to try to explain this as well as I can. And go back to day one and look at the triangle. Okay? I'm going to show you how we use that. In fact, I use it every time I grade your papers. Okay? This is how it works. At the top part of the triangle, right above it, we're going to call that the part. Or, in our business, edible portion. The left bottom corner is called the whole, or AP, which means as purchased. The right corner, bottom corner of the triangle is called the percentage. So just put a percentage sign down over there. And let me tell you how it works, okay? Watch this. So suppose I gave you, okay, your review, your learnings are 10 questions, right? So if you miss 2, I automatically know it's 80%. But watch this. Let me show you how the triangle works. So the part is, I would put, since you got 8 right, you missed 2, you got 8 right. So 8 would be the part. Okay? That would go up top of the triangle. The whole would be the 10 questions, right? That's the whole thing. Okay? Anything coming from the top versus the bottom of the triangle means division. If it's on top and the hole's on the bottom, that means I'm going to divide the top by the bottom. You got that? Even if it was on the percentage, the top of the triangle is divided by either the left corner or the right corner, okay? Now, if I'm solving left corner to right corner and I don't know what the top is, I do multiplication across the bottom. Got it? If it's from the top of the triangle to the bottom, I'm doing the math, it's division. I'm dividing the top by the bottom. If I'm going across the triangle from the left to the bottom, it's multiplication. Let me show you how it works. So, you missed 2 questions on the quiz. So I'm going to put an 8 as the part up top, okay? And the whole thing, well, it's 10 questions. I'm going to put that on the left bottom. If I divide that 8 by the 10, it's going to give me 80 or 0.80. Remember, I told you anytime I deal with percentages, I've got to move that decimal over 2 places. Once I move it, there's the 80%, right? Now, let me tell you why this is important. You know, when I mentioned menu mix the other day, yesterday when we were talking about some things, meaning that if you're going to run your business, you got variables on your menu, right? Got it? You got different things. And we said that different things would perform differently for you. in your menu, right? So think about it. I said that. I even told you that, well, steak, high-end steaks, you might not sell that many, right? But maybe something cheap, you can't keep it. You sell it off the shelf. So watch this. This is important for getting a menu mix, okay? At the end of the day, you take all the money you made, okay? And because you have a POS system or you have some way of tracking your sales, you'll go back and say, okay, I made $1,500 today. I got it? Now, how much did I sell in hamburgers? So I'll take the amount I sold in hamburger, right? Which is going to be the part. Think about this triangle again. So the $1,500 I made all day, that would go in the bottom left corner of the triangle. How much I made in hamburgers would go at the top point of the triangle, okay? Once you get it set up. So I'm just going to make up a number, guys. So, okay, I had $1,500. I'm going to write this down before I forget. Okay, I had $1,500 for the day, right? Let's just say I made $266 in hamburgers. And I'm going to do the math, okay? So the math looks like this. Ready? I hope you guys are doing this with me. Okay, so I made $266 in hamburgers, but my total sales for the day was $1,500. So this is how this is going to work. I'm going to take the $266, right? The top, right? I'm going to divide it by the 1,500. Oops. Oh, I'm going to divide it. Okay. 266 divided by 1,500 is going to look like this. My answer is going to be 0.1773333333. Okay? I hope you do this math. You got to see this. Well, guess what? Remember, since that's representing our percentage, because I knew what the part was, right? The 266, I knew what the whole was. The whole thing that I made all day was 1,500. So that tells me, if you do this math, you're going to see 0.177333, a bunch of threes. Remember, I told you with percentages, I've got to move that decimal back. So once I do that with the 17, I'd move it over 2 places. Guess what that tells me? My percentage of sales, my menu mix of sales of hamburgers was 17.73%. 17.73% of my sales came in hamburger. Okay? Now, just suppose I had tacos also on the menu. I would still take that same $1,500, right, that I made all day, and I would say, I would go check my POS system. My system said, okay, how much did I make? What percentage of my sales were in tacos? Well, eventually when you do this with all your menu items, you're going to come up with 100% because you're going to account for that $1,500. Let me tell you what this does for you. It lets you know what percentage of what you're doing is sold where. Meaning, if you're selling more shrimp, or I'm just pulling this out the air, if I'm selling more shrimp than I am doing something else, well, I know that by how I'm buying, but now I can see it on paper. I can see what percentage of my sales come from what. Does that make sense? Well, let me just say it like this, okay? If you have questions with this percentage thing, call me. Okay? I will try to explain it again to you until we get this right. But it's important to know. Okay, watch this. Let me show you something. 24 hours in a day, right? Everybody agree? So if I spend, I got to make it up again. Okay. If I spend 7 hours, right, sleeping every day, what percentage Do I sleep a day? What percentage of my life am I asleep? If I sleep 7 hours a day, let me tell you what the math is. The part is going to be the 7 hours I sleep, right? That's just part of a day. That would go at the top part of the triangle. The left would be the whole, right? How many hours in a day? 24. Okay? So that math looked like 7 divided by 24 would mean that, hey, I sleep away 29.16% of my day. We can do this with anything. Let's suppose you get your paycheck, right? But out of your paycheck, you spend $200 on whatever every paycheck. Well, what percentage of your paycheck go to what I'm talking about? Well, this is how you would solve that. You would take that $200 you pay every paycheck, divide it by how much you make in your whole paycheck, and that tells you what percentage of what you make goes to what. Does that make sense? Okay, that's my lesson for today. Please contact me if you have questions. Again, look, you guys that didn't understand those measurements on costing, you know you're going to see this again. You know this percentage thing I'm talking about? You know you're going to see it again. Let me tell you one more thing about the importance of it. Suppose I get a recipe that says, hey, okay, I'm going to make a banana nut bread, okay? So I get bananas, but it calls for 11 pounds of bananas. Do I go to the store? Do I go to the store and buy 11 pounds? No. Remember, I can't use the skin and all that from the banana, right? So there's a formula we use for calculating how much I have to buy of something. I'm going to run over that tomorrow, okay? And we're still going to use this very same triangle to solve all of that, okay? You guys have a great day. Talk at you later.